I am back to talk about some more new cards releasing, technically that already released, and I will be putting out these videos as soon as I can. I'll post this one Friday, next one will probably be Saturday, and then I'm hoping another one on Sunday. But let's just get through this. Let's go. So we got the adorable Infestation, a 1-cost dual class card for Hunter or Druid, which gives a minion +1/+1, summon a 1/1 cub, and add a cub to your hand. Honestly, a decent amount of value for a 1-cost. You get something in your hand, you get a 1/1 on the board, and you give +1/+1. Most likely, you're not going to play this as a normal curve on curve, because you can't really buff anything with the first part of it. So hopefully you get this on by turn 3 you'll maybe play it, turn 2 or 3. So it's not bad. I kind of like it. We got the Ancient Void Hound, 9-cost 10/10 demon for Demon Hunter. At the end of your turn, you steal 1 attack and 1 health from all enemy minions. This card, honestly, in my opinion, seems really ridiculous. Because first off, 10/10s used to cost 10. Now they apparently cost 9. And also the 10/10 that cost 10 didn't do anything. And this thing is getting a whole lot of stats and just getting huge. So really you can just constantly attack face as much as you want. And it's getting bigger as it does so. As long as your opponent has stuff on the board like always, I'm sure, like all the time. So best way to deal with it is just some kind of spell. This is also only 9. So that's pretty ridiculous. We got the Animated Broomstick, 1-cost 1/1 with Rush, and it has Battle Cry of give your other minions Rush. So most likely another one that you will not play on curve. It's okay. I've seen. Well, the most similar thing to this is that weapon that did the death rattle of giving Rush to all minions. It was for Rogue. I don't remember the name of the card, but very similar to that. It's okay. Argent Braggart. There we go. 2-cost 1/1. Battle Cry, gain attack and health to match the highest in the battlefield. So just it's weird because it's similar to Faceless Manipulator, but it just doesn't get that card text that the Faceless Manipulator has. Because sometimes you use the Faceless Manipulator to copy something because of the text that it has. This just gets the same stats as whatever the biggest thing is on the board, which necessarily can be kind of small, and sometimes it can be really big. So it's kind of a weird card of where you can place it on, if it's actually good or not. I'll decide that at some point, but not right now. Athletic Studies. Discover a Rush minion. The next Rush minion you play costs 1 less. Seems pretty normal for Warrior. Rush stuff seems to be Warrior's thing lately. I don't know why they make it like a Warrior thing. It's like there's neutral Rush stuff, but it just seems so much on Warrior. I don't know why. Anyway, it's decent. I like it. It's not a bad card. Blessing of Authority. 5 cost, give a minion +8/8. It can't attack heroes this turn. Very good, I think, for a control paladin, especially. Blessing of Kings is only 1 cheaper than this, and gives half the buff. So for one more, you double your buff. It just can't attack heroes that turn. But then the turn afterwards, then you can attack the hero again. So really, it's not a big deal of not being able to attack the hero on that turn. It just, you can't use this for like a lethal move. Which is like, oh, I can give him 8/8 for lethal. No, now you can't. You can't do that with this card. But it's still really good, I think. Like, that is a big buff. Bloated Python. 3 cost of 1/2 beast for Hunter. Death Rattle. Summon a 4/4 hapless handler. Now, I'm guessing by the name, the hapless handler, I don't think it has a tag. I'm not sure, though. I'll look into that more for the actual review. Now, I wasn't able to get these out. I didn't mention this before because I ended up getting a little sick. I had like a stomach bug going on, so pushed everything back, and now I'm able to. And now I'm gonna try to get this all out as quickly as I can, and then eventually jump back to Wind Waker, which I have all my stuff working again for Wind Waker, so we will get back into that. Anyway, the Python, it's not amazing for a Death Rattle Hunter. There's probably better Death Rattle stuff you'd rather do. And just, it's weird. Because, like, I'm not going to play a 3 cost 1/2. That's just really small and just seems bad. I don't know. I don't like it too much. Blood Herald. 5 cost 1/1 for Demon Hunter or Hunter. So this is a dual class card. Whenever a friendly minion dies while this is in your hand, gain +1/+1. So kind of going into a hand buff kind of card, I guess. The longer you have it in your hand, the more stuff that dies and the bigger this gets. It's terrible to top deck, obviously. And also this can be bad if you end up like just a bunch of stuff dies and then you draw it. And then you're just kind of like, do I want to play it? It's only a 1/1, so I'm going to keep it in my hand so we can actually get a decent size. So, honestly, not the biggest fan of this card. Brain Freeze. 1 cost dual class spell for Mage or Rogue. So freeze a minion, combo, also deal 3 damage to it. So it combos, if it's a combo, it's basically like a Frostbolt for a little cheaper, which is pretty good. Otherwise, it's 1 cost freeze a minion, which is not great, because there's a 0 cost freeze a minion. That's much better. So you're most likely just going to wait until you can combo this, because then that is a cheaper Frostbolt. Pretty good though, otherwise. I do like the cheaper Frostbolt. Carrion Studies. 1 cost Hunter spell. Discover Death Rattle minion. Your next one costs 1 less. Again, pretty decent. Pretty normal for Hunter now too, is the Death Rattle class or whatever. You got Play Dead, you got this and that and this, and like, they do have a lot of Death Rattle. It's interesting how they've gone from aggressive face hunters to Death Rattle. Doesn't make any sense, but that's, I guess, what they're doing. I honestly, before I even talk about this card, I love the picture on it. It's just this, like, bully. Like, give me your lunch. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right, you are. Talking is hard. Coerce. There we go. 3 cost dual class card for Rogue or Warrior. Destroy a damage minion, or if it's comboed, you can just destroy any minion. So destroying a damage minion is a normal 2 cost thing for execute. So not good. Combo destroy any minion, very good, Because normally, for Rogue as an example, because, these are compared with both of these. So the damaged minion compares with Execute, which is normally about 2 mana. Combo, which is destroy any minion, which is Assassinate, which costs 5. So obviously, you want to combo this. Again, very good. I like it. Also love the picture of the guy basically threatening the guy, give me your lunch. Because he got the sandwich on the dagger, so it's got to be over his lunch. He's like, I'm just trying to study. I'm like, I don't care. Give me your lunch, kid. Commencement. There we go. 7-cost spell for warrior or paladin. You summon a minion from your deck, and you give it Taunt and Divine Shield. A very normal thing for paladin, especially, is the Divine Shield. And a very normal thing for warrior is Taunt. Well, actually, Rush, apparently, is the normal thing for warrior. But Taunt is normal for them, too. Taunt is also pretty normal for paladin, so this goes with, this would probably be better for, Big Warrior, for example, which isn't very popular, which had Dimensional Ripper, which is in Wild now. But if you can summon something big off of this, it can do some good work. If you summon something small, you just wasted 7 mana. Because you do have to remember that. It's expensive. It's an expensive recruit card. So you gotta remember that. Next up, we have Cram Session. Now, Cram Session is a mage card for 2. Draw 1 card, improved by spell damage, which can be very good, especially. So even if you have 1 spell damage, it's 2 cost, draw 2, which is already good. Flat out good. But it can get even better with that. Let's say you got Malagos on the board, which is spell damage plus 5. 2 cost, draw 6 cards. 6 freaking cards. That is no joke. I actually really like this card. This is just very strong, especially if you have a lot of spell damage in your deck. Keeps your, for sure keeps your hand full, because it can be plenty of card draw then. We got Crimson Hothead. 4 cost, 3/6 dragon for neutral. Spell burst, gain +1 attack, and taunt. Which I was talking about this with technically with myself. So I was thinking about it. It's a weird card. When I was putting it into the PowerPoint, I was thinking about that, and I'm just like, well, you get the 1 attack and taunt on the first spell. So then you play the spell again, and you just get 1 attack. Because it already has taunt. I guess you can double taunt, but it doesn't do anything. It's like, whoa, I really want to hit that guy. It doesn't do anything more. So, it's not bad, but it's just kind of like a pack filler. Again, it's just kind of basic. It's got that dragon tag. It's kind of funny, though. It's just like, whoa, he's taunted 5 times. Man, I really want to hit that guy. Because that's kind of what taunt is. It's like, oh, they're taunting you and you want to hit them first, which is why you have to hit them first. I don't know, that's kind of how I've always seen it. It's kind of like that, but that's just a weird way of how I do it, but I find that kind of funny. Cutting class. 5 cost spell. A dual class spell for rogue or warrior. Draw 2 cards, cost 1 less per attack of your weapon. I think this is way better, again, for warrior. Because let's just say you play Arcanite Reaper. You now can just draw 2 cards for free. Period. flat out. It's got 5 attack. Arcanine Reaper is great too. I like Arcanine Reaper. It's a solid basic card. Arcanine Reaper. Fiery War Axe used to be, then I got nerfed. Now it gets outclassed by other weapons Warrior has. Warrior obviously has a lot more weapons. Rogue is obviously starting to get some more weapon support stuff for this, but it's just, I'm still not seeing it. Because the only options Rogue has for weapons, most of what they have, is to equip their dagger and buff it. Which then uses so many cards. Like, you play technically 2 cards to get that up to a 5/2. While Warrior can just play 1. It's way cheaper than the Warrior's option. But it's using less cards. Because then you can use those cards elsewhere for other stuff. Anyway. We got another we have a 1-cost dual class card for Demon Hunter or Hunter. We got the Demon Companion. So, Animal Companion, now we got Demon Companion. Which, if I remember correctly, I didn't really... I saw a little bit on it, but not too much. So, the random Demon Companions are very similar to the normal Animal Companions, just smaller. And demons instead of beasts. So there's, I think, like a 2/2 taunt, a 1/2 that gives all your other minions +1 attack, a 2/1 charge, I think, and then I think it's only those 3. Because you got Misha, Leon, Huffer. Yeah, so it's only 3. Okay. Demonic Studies. 1-cost Demon Spell. Demon Spell. Warlock. Warlock Spell. Which is the demon class anyway. Because, look, discover a demon. Your next demon costs 1 less. Decent, fine. Any of these studies are honestly just fine. Because anything you discover is now 1 cheaper. So you basically discovered something for free. Basically, because it makes that 1 less, and yeah. So, I mean, it's fine. Death Imp, 0-cost, 1/1 demon for neutral. Fine. Just another 0-cost 1/1 to add with a different tag instead of Murloc or what else do we have? Beast. Now we got Demon. Don't think we have a dragon. There's no 1/1 mech. There's a 0/1. There's a 0/2 mech with Taunt. And then there's Wisp, which doesn't have a tag. Yeah, so some of them don't even have any with that. Some of them don't get 0-cost 1/1s with the tag, which most of the time they're not even run anyway. But they're there as an option, I guess. They're fine, I guess. Devout Pupil, 6-cost 4/5 dual class minion for Paladin or Priest. It's got Divine Shield and Taunt. Costs 1 less for each spell you've cast on friendly characters this game. It's good either way. Either class you go with on this one, because Paladin has a lot of buffing cards for their minions, and Priest has a lot of buffing cards for their minions. So it does very much work either way. It's fine. Got Divine Shield and Taunt, so that's pretty strong. Like, let's say you just play it as 6-cost 4/5 Divine Shield and Taunt. Is that okay? It's not bad. That's actually still decent. I'd play that. But that you can even get it cheaper makes it even better. Makes it very good. Divine Rager. We got a new Rager card. 4 cost 5/1 elemental with Divine Shield. For neutral. This Magma Rager is 1 cheaper and just doesn't have Divine Shield. So is it worth 1 more for Divine Shield? Yeah. Will this be run? Probably not. It's fine, I guess. I mean, Magma Rager always gets outclassed and wild by Ice Rager every time. It's just the exact same price as 1 more health. Divine Rager, though. I don't know. Do I prefer Ice Rager or Divine Rager? Ice Rager comes out quicker. And is a 5/2. Which this thing has Divine Shield. But Mage can easily deal with that. But I would say Divine Rager is a bit more difficult to deal with than the Ice Rager, for example. Because with Ice Rager, you only need 1 hit with a minion that has 2 or more attack. With this thing, you gotta hit it at least twice. Well, I wouldn't say at least twice. Twice. Because you can't do any more, any less. Unless you buffed it. So, I'd say this is reasonable, but probably won't be run. Double Jump. 1 cost Demon Hunter spell. Draw an Outcast card from your deck. Sure. It's a tutor card. And so it's for 1, you draw 1. And it tutors. Why does Demon Hunter seem to get so many strong cards? Like, they're getting so much good stuff. Like, 1 cost... they get this 9 cost 10/10 that steals stats from your opponent's minions? What? No one else gets anything like that. And that's freaking ridiculous. We get a 10 cost 10/10 that sits there. It's like, wow, it didn't do anything. Because it sucks. Anyway, Double Jump. It's good. Draconic Studies. 1 cost Priest spell. Discover a dragon. Your next dragons cost 1 less. Good. This is just kind of showing what Blizzard sees as like the main thing for each class. It's like Priest. Dragons. It's like, okay. I mean, Priest does have a lot of dragon stuff, honestly. If you look at Wild, they got a lot of dragon stuff. I will say, they got a lot of dragon support. A lot of dragon. They got the dragon potion thing that deals 5 damage to all minions but dragons. It's weird. Why has Priest become a dragon thing? I don't know. I like it though. Educated Elk. 3 cost 3/4 neutral beast. When a spell is played, this minion remembers that spell. Death Rattle, shuffle the spells into your deck. So whenever this is out there, you can play as many spells as you want, because you're going to get them back. Unless this gets silenced. Which just feels bad. So, Educated Elk, I like it. Very much something that I could get behind. Something that I could get behind. I really like it. Any class can use it. Most likely, Paladin, Priest, and Mage will probably use it as the 3 main ones. Would be my guess. But I may be wrong. Maybe Hunter's going to use it just because it's Beast. I don't know. Enchanted Cauldron. 3 cost 1/6 neutral. Spell burst, cast a random spell at the same cost. So you play a 5 cost spell and it plays a random 5 cost spell. Nothing real, like, useful about this. It's 2 RNG based. And it's funny because it's a cauldron and it has attack. It's like, how is this thing hitting me? What? Like, summoning stone is like the better version of this. Because summoning stone gives you a random minion, which no matter what it is, it's useful. This can cast something completely useless and hurt you possibly as well. You played a 4-cost spell? Here, I'll play the fireball and it's gonna hit your face. It's like, great. It's not really what I wanted, but cool. I hate you. So, it's just, I don't like it. Fell Guardians. 7-cost Demon Hunter spell. Summon 3/1/2 demons with taunt. Cost 1 less whenever a friendly minion dies. Very easy to get it cheap. There's not much to say about this. It's very easy to get cheap, which just makes it super useful because you can easily get it out then because it's going to be cheap. Now it doesn't say while this is in your hand, so I don't know if it can get cheaper while it's still in your deck. I'm assuming it does, because it doesn't say otherwise. So that just makes it even better. And just, oh yeah, I get some free stuff to protect my face on my board. Alright, what's next? We got Firebrand. 3-cost 3/4 spellburst, deal 4 damage randomly split among all enemy minions. Yeah, you remember Flamewaker? This is his older brother. Honestly, this is much better than Flamewaker. How much was... I think Flamewaker was same cost, too. Flamewaker was a 3-cost 2/4. And whenever you cast a spell, he dealt... I think only 2 damage randomly split among all enemy minions. This. I love this card. This card is way better than oh my gosh, Wild. Wild is gonna be insane. Yeah, I got 2 Flame Wakers and 2 Firebrand on the board. If you play a minion, I play a spell, and he just dies. Man. I do really like this card. It's very good. Very strong. Because it's already got that normal... It's got that normal stat line for a 3-cost. Plus it's got such a strong text as well. That goes along with it. Fishy Flyer. 4-cost 4/3 Murloc with Rush. Death Rattle, add a 4/3 Ghost with Rush to your hand, which is kind of weird. But okay. I'm guessing the 4/3 Ghost with Rush costs the same amount? Question mark? I'm not sure, but it's... this card is kind of weird. I like that it's a Murloc, too. It's just... this card just seems out of place. Especially since I don't think there's going to be too much Murloc. Or at least with Murlocs, I don't think they're going to use this guy. So it's like, Rush. Gross. Give me charge. So, Forest Warden Umu. 6-cost 5/4 legendary for Druid. Spellburst, refresh your mana crystals. Ridiculous. Overpowered. I already see a nerf coming. Like, I'm not even kidding you. This is ridiculous. Like, I play a 6-cost. Alright, I play the 6-cost minion. I play Wrath. So a 2-cost spell on the same turn. I get all my mana crystals back. This is just like looking... this is just asking for an OTK deck. Then you play Malagos. You Moonfire their face. You get all your mana back again. Like, holy crap. It's... oh. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's so good. It's so broken. It's gonna be nerfed. Guaranteed. This card is getting nerfed. Alright, next thing. Gibberling. 1 cost 1/1, spell burst, summon a Gibberling. For Druid. Why is it for Druid? It's just weird. Anyway, I like it. I don't mind it. It's fine. It's kind of just there. I'm sorry, I got nothing to say about it. Gift of Luminance. A 3-cost spell for Paladin or Priest. Give a minion Divine Shield, then summon a copy. Then summon a 1/1 copy of it. Sorry. So the good minion, or should I say, the normal minion gets Divine Shield, and you get a 1/1 copy with also Divine Shield. It can be very good, very strong. You most likely will do this on something that either has Spell Burst or has really good tax that you want multiple of that happening. Where it's, let's say, what's an example? I'm just going to go with a wild thing. Emperor Thaurissan. He makes your cards cheaper at the end of your turn. So you give him Divine Shield, you get another Thaurissan that also is a 1/1 and Divine Shield, and makes your stuff cheaper as well. So you're reducing the cost of your hand by 2 every turn. That is good. Anyway, I can see this there's probably many uses for this. So, let's move on. Groundskeeper. 4 cost, 4/5, dual class for Druid or Shaman. It has Taunt. Battlecry, if you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, restore 5 health. Alright, so this goes back to Druid with healing, and it goes to nothing with Shaman really related. What? I don't know. The Druid is the healing with the Life Weaver and all that stuff. Bring back heal Druid, you know? It's never good. It's never good. Which it still has all the tools it did already before. And it's still not good. It's never gonna be good. It's not gonna happen, Blizzard. And the 5er, you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, is also more of a Druid thing than it is a Shaman thing. The Shaman part of this, the taunt, I don't know. I legitimately do not know what it's trying, what are we looking for? Ah, man. Let's just move on. Guardian Animals. 7 cost, dual class spell for Hunter or Druid. Summon 2 beasts that cost 5 or less from your deck, and you give them Rush. It's very hard to actually get good value out of this, because let's say you summon 2 3 costs, so you just played 6 mana worth of stuff for 7, but they have Rush, so it balances out. But if you get 2 1 costs and give them Rush, that's, I'd argue, only about 3 mana worth, which means this was a complete waste. And now you got those 2 useless minions on the board, and they died. So I wouldn't really say, this is great. Not a fan of it. And I believe this is the last card, if I'm not mistaken, which is a 2-cost warrior spell, Information. Add 2 random taunt minions to your hand. You know, taunting's pretty normal as well, I've also seen for warrior. Either taunt or rush seems to be like their main stuff lately. Because you had, like in Rastakon's Rumble, you had that taunt minion that buffed all your taunts in your hand. And then you got taunts here and a taunt that discovered a taunt, and another card into the fray which buffed your taunts. They do have a lot of taunt stuff, I have noticed as well. It's weird why that has become their other thing that they have. But I kind of like it. Add 2 random taunt minions to your hand. They can't be useless. They have taunt. They're, no matter what, most likely going to be useful. Whether you wanted something bigger or smaller, or a specific taunt is up to you, but overall, I think you're always going to get decent value out of this, honestly. Even if it's random taunts, it's still taunts. Just, especially if you're playing like a control warrior. And you just need, I'd like to have more taunts in my deck, but and I can't fit it in the deck. Don't worry, information has you covered. And that'll be the end of this preview. I will see you all next time for the next preview, which I will try to get out as quickly as possible. See you then.